Welcome back, class. At this point, you should have just finished up the emotion color PowerPoint. This video is going to demonstrate or discuss color psychology. And as the title at the top says, it says colors bring emotion, and that is the essence of color psychology, that each color will represent a certain emotion, and that when a viewer sees those colors, they're going to instantly feel that message of that mood when they see that specific color. So what I'm going to ask is that if you don't already have a piece of paper and a pencil next to you, if you can go grab that. You might need to pause this video for a second while you do it. I'll just wait a moment while you do that. All right, at this point, you should already have a pencil and a paper. Now what I want you to do is I want you to first write down your emotion. What is the emotion that you want to show in this artwork? Are you going to show anger? Are you going to show sadness, struggle, fear, anxiety, depression? There's a whole range of emotions that I have yet to even mention, but decide on your emotion. That should be very first. Then think about what subject you're going to draw. Are you going to draw a person? Are you going to draw an animal? Are you going to draw some kind of object that would represent that emotion? So you're going to write down the emotion, the subject or the object, what you're drawing, and then lastly the action. What is this this person or this animal or this object doing? How can the action along with the subject show the emotion? Now this is before color. So if you haven't already done so, just pause the video and again write down the subject or the emotion, the subject, and the action. I'll just wait a moment while everyone pauses their video. All right, welcome back. So at this point you should have already written down the subject, emotion, and action. What I want you to do also is keep your pencil and paper handy, because as we go through this video I would like you to jot down any colors that you think are going to represent your emotion most clearly. So I'm going to go through these one by one. I'm not going to read all of the definitions, just the ones that are most common. So if at any point you see a color that you know exemplifies your emotion, just pause the video so that you can write down any, because I might be moving through these a little faster than you might like. So first we have blue. Blue is very common for being tranquil or calm, but it can also represent coldness or fear, even sadness. Those are the most common. A lot of paintings that are artworks that are mostly blue represent that sadness, that coldness, that fear. But again, it can also be calming. But turquoise, I think, is even more of a common color, where it represents more of a spirituality, a healing, a protection. You also have green. Green is actually typically the color of intelligence. I'm surprised that's not one of these definitions. So green can be intelligence. It can also represent the environment. That's a very common one because it's an earth tone. Obviously, green for grass and trees, things like that. It can also represent healing, and at the bottom here it does say earth, so that's good. Here you have yellow. Yellow is the typical color of joy, very sunny, bright, warm, and actually this makes me think of the movie, I just lost power there, but it makes me think of the movie Inside Out. Guys, let me pause the video real quick and turn the power back on. And I'm back. My lights are on a timer and they go off every so many minutes. So as I was saying, that the color yellow immediately made me think, and even green made me think of the movie Inside Out. And if you've ever seen that movie, each character represents an emotion, and the color joy is yellow, and the color and the character envy is green. So that's a perfect example of how each color can represent a certain emotion, and that's exactly what Disney and Pixar did in that movie. But again, yellow represents joy mostly. I'm going to try to go a little faster here so as not to go much longer, over 5 minutes. Purple is very common for royalty or nobility. So if you were representing something that represented even ambition or wealth, purple is perfect for that. Pink is a very common color for compassion or being playful, even just happy. So like pink and yellow, happy, joy, things like that. Red is very common for anger, passion, power, heat, obviously like fire, or even love, just something simple like love, which is very warming. And then you have orange. Orange can represent courage, confidence, friendliness, or being successful. Also, we have brown. Brown, again, kind of like green, represents an earth tone. You can be friendly. It can represent just being outdoors, out in nature and the earth again. Tan can be dependable. You can be flexible, conservative. gold, of course, the color of money, of wealth, of prosperity. You have silver, can represent wealth again, but also being graceful or sleek. Then down here, the last three, we have white is a common color for innocence, your purity, just being clean, even easygoing. Gray can be reliable, intelligence, even though I personally am much more common with the color green representing intelligence. This is obviously a different color psychology list. And then black, lastly, can be dramatic. It can represent death, misery, protection. There's a lot of different emotions that can come from these colors. So I'm just going to scroll back up to the top here. So at this point, you should have written down a couple colors or even a handful of colors that you think might represent your emotion. Don't be afraid to do something that's monochromatic. We only choose one color, but by blending it with white and black, you come up with lighter tints and shades of that color. So that's possible. So for example, if you're doing something that was very sad, like if you chose the emotion, if you were showing depression or sadness, you could just choose the color blue, but have a bunch of different tints of light blue by taking your blue pastel and blending it in with the white. Or you could take your blue pastel and blend it in with some purple and black to show the darker shades of that color. So please make sure you have your color list ready. Watch this video again, or just go back to see the different colors and write down what colors you think will best show your emotion. All right, so that's basically all I have for you guys. Please message me if you have any questions, but you should essentially, after this, email me or submit your daily progress by typing, basically typing out what you just wrote. You should be typing out what your emotion is first, your subject, what you're drawing, the action, and then the list of colors that you're going to think best exemplify that. And then also write down why. Why did you choose that emotion? Just out of curiosity. Why did you choose depression? Why did you choose joy? Is it something that you're feeling at the moment? Is it an emotion that represents you more often than not? Maybe you're just a happy person. Or maybe you're someone who is just, you really like wealth, money, having nice things. Whatever your emotion is, just explain the reason why. All right, I look forward to seeing your progress for today. Again, you don't really need to do the art. You just need to watch these videos and then submit that list of things to me along with your entrance ticket, of course. All right, guys, have a great day, and I look forward to seeing your submissions for today. All right, bye, everyone.